back with another episode of Mind Over Medals with me, your host, Meha Bhargava-Alter, and my co-host, Amit Kamath. Today, we are talking to arguably the greatest Olympian this country has produced, a double Olympic medalist, 5 world medals. PV Sindhu, you're a champion. Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us. Okay, so on this podcast, Sindhu, we talk about mental health of athletes. And I wanted to ask you about how you deal with failure. I mean, this phrase that dust yourself and rise up again. You would have had these phases in your career. But what differentiates you from somebody like us is that the stakes are higher. There is more scrutiny on you. There are, some people who go to the extent of saying, oh, is she a choker? So there are so many things that you have to deal with. Talk us through, how do you get over this phase? What do you do? How do you deal with failure?
Well, definitely for me, failure doesn't mean like everything is over, firstly. And yeah, I mean, we need to accept that we lost and we need to move forward, because I'm sure it's going to be hard when you lose. You would want to win all the time. It's not possible. But I would say it just depends on that particular day. Who plays well and gives their best is a winner. And every day can't be your day. So for me, yeah, I have lost a couple of matches where I really felt bad and I thought that I could have won. But at the same time, I went back. I mean, it was sad. I mean, for a couple of hours, for a couple of days, it was sad, but it was important for me. And I thought that, it's not just over with it. And I need to learn from my mistakes. And that way, I went back to training, worked on my mistakes, and came back much more stronger. And I think that belief you need to have within you, because it's not that when you lose, you've lost everything in life.
Hi, Sindhu. This is Amit. I wanted to ask you, you spoke about dealing with failure. How do you kind of deal with success? Because you went to your first Olympics, got a medal. You went to your second Olympics, got a medal. Can you talk about this phase that people talk about, post-Olympic blues? Have you ever had that over 2 Olympics?
So yeah, let me come from the first Olympics. So when I played 2016, at that point I was like underdog, where people were thinking, okay, all the best and let's see how it is. So when I got a medal, everybody was really happy, of course. And I know, I mean, losing in the finals, it's a bit sad, but I've got what I've not expected. And everybody congratulated. I said, yeah, Sindhu won silver, and everybody was like, had high expectations since then.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody wanted a win from me. Every time I go somewhere, everybody wanted a medal from me, which was at times not possible. And I mean, it's fine. You need to accept that. And again, this time, 2021 Tokyo, when I got a medal, everybody was super happy. So in this journey, I mean, from 2016 until 2021, I think success that way, I won a lot of tournaments after that. And I got back-to-back World Championships medals. I had two bronze, 2 silver, and 1 gold. So for me, getting every medal mattered a lot, and success that way, I would say, it gave me a lot of confidence. And it was not that I got everything and I have to play. What else I need to play for? I've never had this question. I mean, I didn't question myself, but rather nobody even asked me about it. They were just like, okay, next time you play the Olympics, you want another medal. So it was like that. But I think in between this process, a couple of people asked me that, you achieved everything, what's next? But for me, it was always, every time, every day is a new day. Every time is a new start. And for me, it's just the starting, and there's no way to go on. So I keep telling myself that, it's not over yet. So I never had a question. I never questioned myself that, I've got everything. What is next? I never had that feeling.
We had Pankaj Advani and Sri Advani on the podcast as well. And one of the things we were talking about was the finish line syndrome. And I want you to tell us as to how is it that you calm your nerves? I mean, you're at that, at that point where you're about to win a game. What is it that you do? What is it that you tell yourself? Is there some kind of training that has gone into it, mental training? Because that is the crucial point, isn't that so? I mean, to be able to calm your nerves, what do you do?
Yeah, definitely there is a lot of mental work going behind that. It's not only about physical, but also it is about mental. It's, I would say, 50-50, because at that point, if you're mentally not strong enough, then anything can happen any moment. So sometimes you might go blank. I mean, you don't know what's happening. Sometimes you might have that anxiety that, okay, I'm going to win, and suddenly you tend to lose. So there are a few things, but I think for me, according to me, when I'm getting that game, or when I'm winning that point, or I'm near the finishing line, I just tell myself that it is not over, until it's over. Even the last point matters a lot, because I've seen matches where, I was trailing match point and I won the match, where I was leading and I lost matches. So there are both ways. I've experienced both of them. So every time I get a point or I'm near the finishing line, I just think that next point matters. Not think about the game, not think about the match, but the next point matters a lot. So how I've played the 19 points or 20 points, I'm going to play the same way the next point as well. Because sometimes, when you're getting that point, anxiety always comes. You have that feeling where, okay, you know what, after winning, what am I supposed to do? I'm sure everybody gets that feeling. You need to be calm and think that, okay, next point matters, and then later whatever happens. So this is what I think.
I wanted to talk. You spoke about this anxiety that you have while playing, and you are so close to the finish line. In badminton, I think you have this distinct advantage that between games, your coaches come talk to you. They have a session going with them. So I wanted to understand these conversations. How much of it is just mental boosting you?
Yeah, I think that encouragement, that support is very much needed from a coach, because sitting behind, he knows what mistakes are we doing, rather than we playing on court. Maybe we might feel tense at times, and we might not know what we are doing, what mistake we are doing. I think outsiders can actually tell you what you're doing. So that way, yes, it will definitely help. But at some point of time, I'm sure the coaches are keeping the emotions behind, keeping them inside, and actually supporting you. At times that might not work, but also you have to make sure that even your mind is very alert and you're mentally strong enough to face anything or everything at that point of time, that crucial moment. Because sometimes when your coach says something, that might not work. At that point of time, you have to make sure that, okay, if plan A doesn't work, you need to go with the plan B. So yes, definitely when the coaches say something, it will help you. But also at some point, at few times, when in the crucial moments, when it's 20 all, coaches also can't really tell you anything, because if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. So you have to take a decision within no time. So that is also.
Is there anything specific you remember? Sorry, Amit, can I go?
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to take that question further and ask you, is there anything specific that you remember about Gopi sir? There is obviously that aspect of strategy and tactics and bettering your game, physical game, but the mental fine tuning. What were those conversations like?
There were a lot of them, I would say. Like in 2016, when I was playing the Olympics, I think in the first match against Lee Michel, I was actually trailing, and it was 1-all. It was a third set, and I was trailing. And I think that mental aspect where, it's okay, you can do it, it's not over yet. That prep talk and that giving confidence to a player, to an athlete, is very important at that point of time. And again, in 2021, Mr. Park, he's my current coach. And after the match, after I lost with Taizu, I was really sad. And I had really mixed emotions where, I should be happy that I have another chance to play another match, or I should be sad that I couldn't go to the finals. At that point, Park was like, it's okay. There's one more match, and I know it's sad, but he just told me one thing, that, there's a difference between bronze medal and fourth place. I think these kind of few talks, it makes a lot of difference in an athlete. Always he tells me, and I mean, I'm sure you guys know that mental aspect plays a very major role in every sports person's life.
Mental aspect plays such an important role in every athlete's life, every person's life, really. At what age did you go to a sports psychologist? What what prompted you to go to a sports psychologist?
It was not like a sports psychologist, but of course, my parents really helped me that way because they themselves were sports persons. So it was very important that, when I used to lose matches, or when I used to, play matches really bad and I used to lose, they used to tell me that it's okay, it's fine. At times it happens, and then there's always a next time. So like that, they've encouraged me always because they've come up from that level and they've experienced it. Also, secondly, I've started doing meditation, so which keeps me calm and which keeps me going. At the same time, my coach also helps me by, telling that, it's fine. Like when you play matches, how it is and what it is, because he himself was a player. And yeah, like when I was really young, I've been to a couple of psychologists, but I think it really didn't actually. I felt that it didn't really like wanted me to actually go there and tell what was happening around me, because I think I never had that kind of like really big problems in my mental health or with my mind game or whatever, because whatever I thought or whatever I think right now is, for me, it's just that it is fine. Whatever happens, it's okay. I mean, you have to move forward with your life because winning and losing is part of life.
How much on a day-to-day basis when you're training with your coaches? If I'm not mistaken, you train at Suchitra Academy. So how much of that kind of is mental fine-tuning, and how much of that is like physical strengthening of skills?
My training sessions in Suchitra, and I do my on in Gachibowli Stadium. So my from Suchitra, I go for my weight training sessions, and at times I do at home as well. So both ways, on court and off court, after my playing sessions or between the playing sessions, yes, mental aspect, yes, sometimes it does come in between where my coach tells me, because when I hit into the net or I tend to make mistakes, he's like, it's fine, don't get upset, it's fine, you keep trying and trying. I think that is also definitely a mental thing where that gives you your coach is actually trying to tell you it is fine if you make a mistake, keep trying no matter what. And even in my training sessions, I think the mental aspect plays where you're really tired and you can't do more. That is when your coach says it's okay, you have to do that. I think that willpower and that mind where you think that yes, I can do. If you think in your mind, you will definitely go forward and you can do it another time. So I think these things definitely are on a day-to-day basis. Mm-hmm. So say both ways. It's not just a couple of days I would actually practice on mental health. A couple of days I'm like normal, no. But I would say it's a day-to-day basis where mental and physical aspects actually play.